So far in the book of Zephaniah, we've heard about the judgment coming on Israel, the day of the Lord, which is going to be a day of wrath and darkness and not a wonderful place to be. And then we're admonished to seek the Lord while we still have time, and to seek God in humility. And that brings us to today, where our verse of the day comes from Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 8. And this is now part of a section of judgment on Israel's enemies. And God says, I have heard the taunts of Moab and the revilings of the Ammonites, how they have taunted my people and made boasts against their territory. The Lord says, I have heard. All of us are familiar with a well-known cell phone company ad campaign of, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? And even still, driving around, those of us who use our mobile phones, I still run into it all the time, where you lose people or they lose you, and you're saying, can you hear me? I can't hear you. I'm going to keep talking. Maybe I'll hear you again. I think we can all relate to that. And part of what I find comforting about this verse in Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 8, is simply the idea that the Lord hears. And the Lord doesn't just hear the prayers of faithful people, but this verse teaches us God hears everything, because God hears the taunts even of Israel's enemies. What is it you would like the Lord to hear and respond to today? It could be something in your own life. Will this be a good day or a bad day? It could be about something that's going on in a larger scale, nationally and internationally, that feels overwhelming, and we want God both to hear and to see and to respond. But what would it be for you? And here's another question. If God hears the revilings and the taunting of Israel's enemies, how much awful stuff does God hear every day? And this is part of why I think sharing our prayers, not just of intercession and need. It's very natural for us when we feel desperate or hurting or grieving to pour out our need to God in prayer. But remember, just like you like to hear some good news every now and then too, so does the Lord. So don't forget, in the midst of sharing your prayers of petition and intercession and need, to also share some words of blessing, of gratitude, of thankfulness, because I know the Lord enjoys hearing that too. I pray that the Lord will hear your prayers today, and that you will also share with the Lord what you're thankful for.